So what this is saying, a huge variety or a wide range of applications make use of high precision math, and such as the following list, and these will now benefit. By allowing BitcoinCash to offer contracts maximum efficiency native math operations, this proposal would significantly reduce transaction sizes, block space usage, and node CPU utilization versus the existing emulated math solutions. So currently also this math limit requires workarounds from developers, which is costly to implement, but moreover, it's also very inefficient for the network. So this will be easier to audit and also be less of a burden on the network because it would be maximum efficient. Then let's switch gears to the begin proposal, which is partly covered, but here in the benefits, it has two big sections: safer contracts and reduced transaction sizes. So you see this is similar to what we read before. And it says, this proposal obviates the need for higher precision math emulation, like was mentioned in the VM limits here at the bottom. So it obviates the need for high precision math emulation. As a result, existing applications can be simplified, making them easier to develop and review, which is great for smart contract developers like me. Additionally, by making arithmetic overflow less common, contracts are less likely to include vulnerabilities or faults which can expose users to attacks and losses. So this is saying this, the safety of smart contracts will also greatly benefit from this reduced complexity. And further, the reduced transaction sizes. Because this proposal allows existing contracts to remove higher precision math emulation, transactions employing these contracts are reduced in size. This reduction reduces transaction fees for contract users, and it reduces storage and bandwidth cost for validators. So just the whole network benefits all around. And if you want to see what other stakeholders think of these proposals, you can take a look here at the table of contents and then the stakeholders and statements, because from now, I think from October 1st up until November 14th, so right before the lock-in date, stakeholders can submit their statements. And so if you take a look here, stakeholder response and statements, you will see a long list of all the stakeholders that have been reached out to by Jason, and whether they approve, disapprove, or neutral about the proposed changes, or whether they have not responded yet at all. So you will see many of these lists are still pending, but from the people that have responded, we see almost all approvals or neutral. So if we scroll down, you can see a bunch of green check marks, especially here in the projects section. So you might recognize some of these names of the BitcoinCash projects. And then all the way down, when we scroll further, we can see the statements. So notably, there has also been a statement by Bitcoin.com. They wrote an article. We'll quickly take a look at this. And the article is titled, A Major Improvement to BitcoinCash Will Smash Developer Bottlenecks. And then it says, Andrei Terentiev, CTO of Bitcoin.com, explains why Bitcoin.com has thrown its full support behind the BitcoinCash improvement proposal for the VM limits and the begins. And then it says, the current VM limits, while necessary for security, have become a bottleneck for developers seeking to create sophisticated smart contracts. The chips address this constraint head-on by removing the arbitrary operation limit and increasing the stack element length to a generous 10,000 bytes. So indeed, this is a great article from the support of Bitcoin.com. So if you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description. And if you want to read other stakeholder statements, you can scroll down this list. I also left my approval statement, and for CashCrypt, we also submitted one. And I think for now, it seems that there's only approval statements. Let's go to the very bottom. Yeah, there have been no disapproving statements and no neutral statements here either. And you can check the same for the begins. So if you check the table of contents here, you'll see that there's also a risk assessment and a stakeholders page. and also a rationale section, which includes all the design decisions. So if you really want to go deep into why the chips ended up being the way they are and are interested in the technical details, I would highly recommend taking a look at this rationale. So the current state of affairs is that there's a lot of positive statements and approval statements for these new chips. So very likely we'll see them ready for being finalized for inclusion November 15th. And this means that there will also be a chipnet activation where developers can start working with these new upgrades. So they can start developing with the begins and also with the targeted VM limits. So this enables contract developers to have a 6-month leeway where they can already start developing on chipnet. And then May 15th of next year, so of 2025, this is the date that these two proposals will actually activate on mainnet, and that contracts on the main Bitcoin Cash network can take advantage of these new features, which will enable a wide range of applications and generally make the Bitcoin Cash network much better for development. So that pretty much wraps it up, the two chips. I'm excited for them, and I would be interested to hear what you think. You can also, if you're a stakeholder in Bitcoin Cash, submit your statement and your comment of what you think of these, or you can just approve, withhold, or disapprove. So of course, the more input from the community and everyone involved in the network, the better. This pretty much wraps it up for this video. I hope you learned something, and see you in the next one. Bye.